broadcasting tape delayed from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California, where I did not remember the NBA All-Star game was not here. The Golden State Warriors, also known now as the San Francisco Warriors, skipped town in 2019. So sorry, JP.
Yeah.
You know, anybody could make that mistake, couldn't they?
Nobody want to stay in Oakland right now. Everybody's like, "What? You're in Oakland? I can't come by. No, I can't visit in Oakland."
Remember, folks, where's the money at? Oakland or
Nah.
San Francisco? The Sports Economy Show is on. All right, so today's show is about college basketball. To stay in college one more year and win games, possibly win a championship, and collect NIL money.
Right.
Big NIL money.
Yeah.
And you're going to be a number one draft pick. Or should you go to the NBA straight away after your first year and go to a team that's probably not going to win anything for a while? So I want to get your opinion to start this off with, JP. What would you give advice to Cooper Flagg?
Oh, well, first of all, there's many things that basically, there's many reasons for college players to stay in college. Regardless of the situation, whether you're going to be you're going to be the number one pick, or if you're going to be a number 20 pick, right? Going to the NBA is like, it definitely has its pluses. But what I don't think a lot of people realize is there are a lot of pluses in staying in college. One is if I'm Cooper Flagg, you got to think Cooper Flagg is
in North Carolina. Yeah. He is a big deal.
He is
the entire state.
You might as well say he's King Cooper Flagg.
He's King Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg is the man. He ain't paying for nothing. He is living the life. College is gonna be good for him. What do you think?
I would stay. I'm going to use Al Horford as an example.
Yeah.
In 2000, I think the 4-5 season, 2006-7 season, that whole team for Florida, when Billy Donovan was coach, they stayed one more year.
Yeah.
And they won two NCAA championships in a row. And Al Horford's still playing for the Celtics in the NBA. So, yeah, there's the issue of you could get hurt, but you're playing basketball. Odds of you getting hurt really bad are slim to none. In the NBA, it's going to be there. I mean, you're only staying one more year.
Yeah.
And I know the NBA, the whole thing about you got to get them while their potential is high, because once they've been in college for 3 years, we know what they are. They have no more potential, right?
Right. They're like a used car.
They're like a used car. Yeah. We know how fast it'll go. And that's it.
Yeah. You may be a Mercedes Benz, but you're a used Mercedes.
You're a used Mercedes.
As soon as you come off the lot, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Something's got to be wrong with it if you're selling it, right? So, I mean, look, there are other reasons why somebody might want to stay in college. They always say, well, yeah, college boys may not be strong enough to handle the NBA, the physical bodies of the NBA, so they stay to become more physically ready for the NBA. And then sometimes they may not have the skills. You actually have to learn in college, because you're not going to be able to learn in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's the one thing, a lot of people don't realize.
It's hard. You throw a 19-year-old kid out there against 30-year-old grown men.
Right. And, and you're not having, in the NBA, the coach is not sitting there going, let me show you how to become better. Whenever you see great players, you look at Kobe. Kobe, everybody was like, well, Kobe did a lot of the stuff. Yes, the coaches did help Kobe. Coaches didn't just stand there and watch Kobe become the player he was. They did help him, but they're not like college. Kobe was in the gym constantly learning his craft, and that's how he became great. Because in the NBA, you play 82 games. You don't have the coach babying you and trying to teach you how to be a good player. You have to become a great player on your own. So in college, you actually have a coach who would actually want you to be there and want to teach you to be a better coach, be a better player. So that's another plus.
Yeah. Well, the NBA, I mean, yeah, they have assistant coaches, But it's like a second string quarterback in the NFL. I hate talking about the NFL during the offseason, but I'm going to bring it up. You don't get the reps with the first team.
No.
You don't. They talk about it all the time. You're not getting the reps with the first team because that offensive line and wide receiver. Like, look, we just worked out with the starting quarterback. We're not staying here for this guy.
Right.
It's the same thing. You're going to be on the bench. You're not. You're on the practice team. You're not getting the same plays the starters are getting.
Right.
So it's going to take you a while unless you're a great player.
Yeah, I personally would stay. I mean, you also got to consider this. NBA, you could get drafted in the NBA, but you got to remember there's only 2 draft picks in the NBA
per team.
Right. So basically, what it boils down to is most of the teams already have their team, and
they're looking to add one player.
Right. So you may get drafted, but best believe there's only 12 players on an NBA roster. So say you get drafted this year and you don't play well. Well, you got to remember 2 more players are getting drafted next year. Yeah. And there's only 12 total.
Yeah. Now you're going to make a lot of money even sitting on the bench.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't catch on quick. You don't stay in the NBA.
Yeah. I want to go over the last few number 1 picks.
Okay, let's do that.
In 2020, the Timberwolves had the number 1 draft. They picked Anthony Edwards. He's a good player. A lot of people know about him.
He's a very good player.
Have he won anything?
Well,
okay, let's skip that. Okay.
Right.
In 2021, the NBA draft, Detroit Pistons selected Cade Cunningham.
Look, I wouldn't know.
What's his name? Cade Cunningham. I don't know who he is.
Listen, I wouldn't know Cade Cunningham if he walked into this room right now with a shirt that said, "I am Cade Cunningham." I don't know what Cade Cunningham looks like.
All right. And now, for the discussion of the day, in 2022, the Orlando Magic. Would you like to explain our little discussion about the Orlando Magic the other day?
Me and Bill were talking about it before we started this podcast. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Until I watched the NBA Slam Dunk Contest this weekend, and I watched the highlights. I did not watch the actual Slam Dunk Contest. I completely forgot that Orlando Magic were still in Orlando. I thought they had moved on and went to another city. Because one thing you will not see are the Orlando Magic on TV.
No, you will not.
No,
you will not.
The NBA is literally like Lakers.
In Boston. Sometimes Philadelphia.
Yeah. And then whoever is good. Outside of that, they don't have...
Denver won a championship not too long ago.
And
they were on TV the other night just because they were playing the Lakers.
Right.
That's all the reason they were on.
You have to win a championship. But the teams like the Charlotte Hornets, the Orlando Magic, the Sacramento Kings, you do not see those teams. And Sacramento was actually pretty good a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Those teams you do not see on TV. It's like the NBA is like, they're like the bastard child. I don't know if that's my kid. The NBA treats them like they don't want any of their
stepchildren.
But the Lakers still suck. Look, I'm a diehard Lakers fan. I realize, even with Luka, they're not winning the championship.
But the Lakers have the number 1 national brand.
But the Lakers will be on TV.
Yeah.
At least once a week nationally.
But you know who the Orlando Magic drafted in 2022? Probably not, so I'll just say some guy named Paolo Banchero. Yeah, that. I don't even know. I don't know what country he's from. I don't know. I just know. I didn't look it up.
I don't know because I didn't even know the team still existed.
I don't know who he is. I don't know what country he's from. I don't know. Anyway, in 2023, San Antonio drafted Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody was hyped on this guy. He's going to be the greatest thing since Bill Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I will say, Wemby is he's a good player.
Yeah.
Uh, is he? You know,
He's got a long way to
he
go.
still is not. He's not like everybody was like he's a generational talent. He's a good player, and he
Is
is
he
freaking.
7'6"?
Yeah, he's freakishly tall. But you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of when we were children. Ralph Sampson
Yeah.
came out of UVA.
Yeah.
He was a real
He was seven
tall
foot
and
four.
thin, and but he always wanted to dribble and pass the ball. He didn't want to play like a real center, And in those days,
Actually, today's game, he would have been
he
great.
would he would have been awesome in today's game, And Wimby kind of reminds me of him, But well, unfortunately for him, sad news is he's out for the rest of the season with a blood clot. But he's a good player. But I got a few players too that I noticed. If you want to compare players, right? Uh, let's see, Zach Edey
Zach Edey.
from Purdue.
Where does he play?
He.
See, we don't even know. It should be on the top of our head.
Oh
We
no!
don't even
You know what? I'm going blank. Is it Detroit?
I don't know.
Oh no, he's with
Let's move on.
Yeah, he was a ninth.
Where
pick.
was he drafted?
He was a ninth pick last
10.
year
Okay.
from Purdue. So right now he makes his contract is for $5.7 million, right? That's not bad, right? But then as you went further down, the 17th pick was Dalton Connect for the Lakers.
Didn't they try to trade him?
They did,
but it didn't work out. Anyway, let's
Yeah,
not talk. That's
trade-
a long. We
they
talked
tried
about
to
this.
trade
Skip
for
it.
somebody who could pass a physical from the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
The Charlotte Hornets are literally trying to get rid of everybody. And it's like, so basically the Lakers were like, something's up with this dude, and he failed the physical.
But in college, Dalton Connect had a great season when he played for Tennessee.
He really did.
And now he goes to the NBA and they're trying to trade him.
Right. He was the 17th pick of the draft last year. His contract ranges about $4.5 million. But then you have Isaiah Collier from USC. He was the 29th pick. His was $2.5 million. So if you're going to leave, you need to be picked early because if you're somebody like Cooper Flagg, $2.5 million is not cutting it for Cooper Flagg. That is a major pay cut for Cooper Flagg.
But he could win as opposed to going to some
and
NBA
he could win
team.
and do.
That's really what it is would you stay for another year to win? Or you're going to the NBA and you're just going to be another player on a team that is not really going anywhere.
Right.
That's really what our discussion is. Me personally, I would do like Al Horford did and stay just one more year. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I would go as long as I possibly could.
It's not like, this is when Moses Malone played and needed the money.
Right.
You got money. You can go to a car dealership and say, hey, I need a car. Here are the keys to a BMW.
And it's no longer
just bring
illegal.
it back when you get tired of it.
It's no longer illegal.
Nope.
It used to be you would see those athletes rolling around in a Trans Am.
Yeah.
And you were like, that's Burt Reynolds' car.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I wonder how you got that.
Yeah,
I grew up in the projects and I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
But I got this Trans Am.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, look, for me, I definitely wouldn't go if I had to take a pay cut. And that's basically with the NIL now, $2.5 million, not cutting it.
Yeah.
So if I was a top 5 pick, I might consider it. But, you're going to go to a trash team.
Mm-hmm.
If I was Cooper Flagg playing at Duke, and not, I don't know,
Iona.
Marquette,
Rutgers?
Right. If I was at a legitimate school like Duke, I would probably stay. And you also got to consider you're one of the best schools in the world.
Yeah.
And you go to that school, and you know what?
You're going to win.
Actually get an education that can parlay the money that you make into more money.
That's a grand
Just consider
idea.
that. there's a reason why people actually go to college, and it's not just to go to the NFL and the NBA.
Hey, it's our dream. Ever since I was 10, and I'm 19 now, it's been my dream.
Way back,
way,
right?
Way back then, 9 years ago.
Yeah, way back in 2015. Right. That's right. So it's always been a dream of mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would think even if I was a top 5 pick, and you know what, if you stay longer, which in the NBA is really, it is something that hurts your draft value. I would still put out an insurance policy on myself when I got to my last year, play it out, get my education, and then go to the NBA.
Yeah, those are legitimate points.
Yeah. So, and what would you do if you're a parent?
I would encourage them to just to stay one more year, because as a parent, I'd like to see them win.
Yeah.
And you go to these games in college as opposed to, oh, I'm going to go watch you play Minnesota on a Wednesday night.
Right.
Just sit on the bench and play 5 minutes.
Right.
You know, something like that. I'd rather see my kid win.
And then there's the well, what if you go to a bad team? We just mentioned some players who went to bad teams. You forget about these guys pretty quickly, right?
Oh yeah.
Even if they're in the NBA.
You know who the Atlanta Hawks drafted in 2024?
Oh.
Some guy from France named Zachary Richacher. He's from France. Yeah.
Well, you know what I always find funny? When I watch the NCAA tournament every year, which I love. It's my favorite event of the year. And I look at these players that are star players on these teams, and I go, boy, that guy's a great player. He should be good in the NBA. And then 3 years later, I'll just hear his name. He's like the last guy off the bench.
Yeah.
Playing his, mop-up duty. And I'm like, damn, that's the same guy that I thought could be a superstar.
Yeah.
So it's...
The NBA is a different world.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. So... That's all I got today.
All right, that's all I got. Remember, folks, to like and subscribe because we need to go $1 zillion because we can pay our favorite college player to stay in college, not go out there with the Wolves. So long.
Or the Orlando Magic.
The Orlando Magic. So long, everybody.
Good night.
So long, everybody.